Hello everyone, I'm going to show you how to design mosaic crochet. We're going to crochet just after, but first I'm going to design our own pattern, not to be condemned to follow others. So I'm a fan of 17, the K-pop band, and I'm going to make an S, a V, and a T. I already began a scarf, and I'm just going to show you on the scarf I already began. So the concept is to have two colors. So now my first color is the orange, and the second color is the one I leave blank. So my scarf has 34 stitches, and I'm going to keep that width. So 34 stitches, so my model needs to fit in between that. To make my pattern, it's like weaving, so you alternate the colors, you make lines, you alternate color 1 and color 2, color 1, and so on. But that is the horizontal version. So to make the vertical lines, you alternate between single crochet and double crochet. So really alternate between single crochet and double crochet. So I'm going to make an English audio for this tutorial, as I'm making it in French at first, and this first video is a test, and I'm going to see how it works. And yeah, so to make the horizontal lines, you need to connect the colors that are the same. To make the S, so I'm going to use my pencil to visualize the shape I'm going to make. So let's make it an S, a V, and a T. So I'm a fan of 17, so I'm doing this, but you can make any shape you want. So there I'm going to connect the colors that are the same. So here I'm going to make this one. So as you see, the vertical one is here and here, and I'm going to connect those two vertical lines to small horizontal lines. You can do it the length you want, as long as two lines of the same colors are connected. So I'm going to do like this and this. I'm going to shift it a little bit, and there. It's approximated. I'm doing everything approximately here. And you just follow the closest you can, the shape you just draw underneath. And here I'm going to do a small one, because a line is connected to itself, actually. So here on top, I'm going to, this is the closest to the shape, here and here, and small ones, and a longer one. Oh, it looks like an S. It looks like an S. Even if it's not symmetric, it's okay. So there I have the length, the lines I want to connect. And here, and see, I can do it a little bit longer. As I said, you can do it as long as you want. Here, and I'm going to make a little bit symmetric, but actually not. I want to keep that manuscript style, like not too regular. Here, that's a style. And for the T, so I'm going just to make the upper like this maybe, or a smaller one in the middle. No. Yeah, no. I'm going to change it. Maybe a little wider, and the stem, no, I'm going to make it wider, thicker, and the stem stem is actually not the correct word, stem. So now we're going to erase the shape. You don't need to do this step, but for me to have it more precise, and not to be deconcentrated, to keep focus on the little squares. So here we have the main letters. So now we're going to fill in the horizontal lines. So we're going to begin here. I need to find a 34th stitch there, and then we have the color number 2 just above. Oh, here I missed a point. And to make the difference between the two colors, I'm going to leave all the surrounding of the letter of the color number 2 so that it contrasts more. So we have the limit here. So I'm going to leave this little blank here, and so on. So there we have the horizontal lines, leaving the direct stitch next to the motif. I don't know how, the model, blank, and we do it everywhere. And you need to keep the color where you have the lines. So I need to precise that my work begins here, because the counting is very important, not to miss some stitch here, 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 and all those parts that I'm coloring are going to be of the color number 1. So I don't have many space here. There are no space here. Here. Yeah. And of course we're going to stop just here at the very last line with no drawings above. Here, this is not the hardest part, neither the crochet part, but it's necessary. So we finished the pattern. So in crocheting, you usually have the right side and the upside down side. It's like actually the wrong side, maybe that's how it's called. And in Mosaic crochet, you only work on the right side, because you are going to stitch on the front loops, and if you flip your work, your front loop will be on the other side. So to do mosaic crochet, you need to cut your yarn each time to go from the right side to the left side for right-handed, or from the left to the right for left-handed. And as I don't want to do all that work of cutting and weaving in back all the yarn, I'm going to use both my hands. So I'm going to leave the pattern just here, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So this is a pattern I already did. I made other mosaic crochet to exercise, like you see here. Those are patterns I found on Pinterest for some, and some that I designed. This A is the name of my darling, and those are I designed myself. I did myself. I drew those and put it on here. So now we're going to make the 17. So to begin, I'm just going to continue where I left. So I change the color as I run out of this burgundy. So the drawers will be in yellow, and the other color will be green, military green. So I'm going to begin with a green line, yellow, and green. So I suppose you know how to crochet a little bit. So the first loop, and then you get in the loop and you pull here. And we're going to connect that to the rest of the work. So here in the back loop, pull. I think I'm just going to make some line in green to difference. So begin, chain 1, and we're going to single crochet on the back loops. Here you have front loop, back loop, and you're just going on the back loop, and you're going single crochet, back loop, here, and imprison that little cute yarn in between those, so you will have lace weaving in later. So you single crochet, single crochet, so cotton yarn are really good. I love it. So I finished the first row. I'm going to make 2 more, and instead of cutting and going back to the right side, or you can flip your work, as we are not yet drawing, so you don't really need to cut right now, but to keep the regularity and to avoid the wrong side, you can just cut it. That would be better, maybe. And there, instead of cutting and flipping or anything, I'm just going to crochet with my left hand, and that is very useful, I think. And what I notice is that the technique I'm using with my left hand are completely different from my right hand, even though we know that the concept are the same, like pulling through, yarn over. How I hold the crochet is different, and that is normal because the brain works that way. There are different hemispheres that are controlling the left side and the right side, and it's like I'm using another brain when I work with my left hand. Even the aspects are a little bit different, but it still looks better than the wrong side of crochet with my right hand. And I'm not yet perfect at this, but I think I'm going to get better over time. I began, and it's normal. I'm right-handed, and I crocheted very, very young with my mom, and I don't even remember at the moment. I didn't know how to crochet. And yeah, I made a pause from crocheting earlier, but now I'm going back in it because I'm tired of doing activities in which I'm always like standing up or doing sports. So you just need to find your own technique on this. If you want to crochet with the left hand, it's not that hard. I think I've been doing it for 1 or 2 months now, and it's already pretty good. It's just like when it's harder only to manage the right hand. I think that is the holding yarn was the very difficult part. So now we're going to go back with right hand, and all your crochet is on the right side, and you never see the wrong side actually. So of course you can't flip your work. When it's done, there is just the wrong side is so horrible. And you go back for the third line. You don't need actually to do it. If you cut your yarn, it will be very, very regular, but you will have the fringe on the side that you can hide it actually with later, or you can leave the fringe there if that's how you want it. And when you do a scarf, you just go from one side to the other rather than crocheting the width. You just crochet from the length. And so you can leave the fringe from one side and the other, and it won't look weird. Or you can just hide it like with crocheting at the end. And as I saw on Instagram, I didn't notice at first that they all did it, the whole work from the front, and I didn't notice they cut the yarn actually. And that's how I decided, because I already began to crochet with my left hand before I discovered it, and I thought it was very useful that I already knew how to crochet with my left hand. So we're going to introduce the yellow to make that contrast. No advertising here because nobody knows me. And on the back loop of the first stitch and pull through. And let's go. We're just going to crochet a line. So chain one and back loop, single crochet. Not forgetting to hide the little Q. And here go. Single crochet on the back loop. And here finished the row. For the last one, if you're crocheting with right hand and left hand, the two colors needs to go to the next row together, so we're merging it. So after the first pull through, I put the single loop and everybody go up like this. So as you can see, I already made it. On the side, you crochet the two colors so that they can go up together, and we stop the color I'm not using. So there I'm going to crochet with the green to go to the other side. When you stare at a pattern, I have the orange line, yellow line on my crochet. After that, it's a blank line, which is the green. So we're going to go on the other side with the green. It's just a line. You can see I'm a right-handed person though. I struggle when it's a left hand, and I'm really slower, like a lot slower. But I think, yeah, throughout time it's going to be fluid. How my right hand is yarning over the crochet since I'm anyway, it's just a way like another. And we finished that line. I'm going to stop my green because I'm going to yarn to work with the yellow again. As you can see in the pattern, you're going to need to look from the side you're beginning. So what I see is that there are little greens there, but as it is the green, it's not the yellow that is doing anything. So we're going to make a line, and that afterwards that the green will cross the yellow line to make the bridge, the green bridge. So when I crochet a line, I watch the line just underneath. So to see if my yellow line is doing something special, I look at the one just underneath. So here my green line is complete, so my yellow line is complete. So just there, I'm going to crochet with both colors, and now we're going to block the color we're not using with a stitch marker. I'm going to make this a line. So what we notice here that here, when you look at the line just underneath there, you have this green here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, before we have the green one going across. So we're going to single stitch 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the back loops, we are going to, the back loop is in the back, and on where there is this green going across our yellow line, we're going to double crochet to the front loop of the green line that is underneath, and there is this double crochet going across and making the color green crossing the yellow line. I'm going to put across here, here, and here where you do double crochets, and you can do it with all the points where you're going to double crochet, and those little crosses are above the color changing of the corresponding line. So I don't really need those crosses because I watch the line underneath to know where to put the double crochets. So there, I'm going to single crochet 2, and just right here 1, 2, and then I'm going to double crochet on the next one on the front loop of the green line underneath the yellow one. So technically it's just right beneath, but if you're not sure, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the next one. Just count if you're not sure, and then you keep on single crocheting on all of those. 2, 3, 14 single crochet before the double crochet. So 1, 2, and 14, and then we are double crocheting on the front loop. Technically it's just right underneath, but you can count if you're not sure, and then single crochet 5, like just on our pattern, and double crochet. So technically, if you're counting right, not just like me, there are the corresponding left. Now I have one less, and I'm just noticing that I made a mistake in just the beginning. I only made 33 stitches since the beginning. I forgot just right here, and I'm going just to correct my pattern. I'm just gonna remove the last stitch, and I'm going to begin from the top of this line. So instead of 6 single crochet, I'm going to make 5 single crochet, and fortunately you're not making 17 pattern and it would have worked out for you. I hope so. So there are 2 single crochet. You need to be patient when you're crocheting. So when you're doing something wrong, you need to be ready to undo all of those stitches and to correct. We are all some kind of maniacs. We know that. And actually, I could have just added 1 stitch in the beginning, but it's just for the example. That's not too important, even though I'm going to wear this scarf anyway. So now we've corrected with 14 single stitch, double crochet, and then we're doing. I made a mistake again. So there we had the 5 single crochets. Here 5 and a double crochet. And there are 3 left. 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. So when you're working, you just put crosses, not to have it wrong and having to start over. Just put the crosses. I suggest you to put the crosses for the beginning, in the beginning anyway. And now that I'm used to it, I'm just watching the line underneath to know where to put my double crochets. And now I'm blocking the green, so because I'm going to work with my yellow, so I'm putting my little crosses just above the color changing of your corresponding line. So now I'm doing this line. Yes, I'm doing this line with my yellow. So chain 1 and single crochet in the first. And what we're going to do, we're doing the stem of the T and the bottom of the S. So here and here I have the color yellow crossing at those places on the green line. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 double crochets. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and clearly those are the 2 stitches in between the greens. So yarn over, front loop, pull through for a double crochet, front loop, and we're doing second. And I think you understood how it works and why we're working on back loops and front loops, because when we double crochet it only is on front loops, so the front loops needs to be available all the time. So that's why we're single crochet on the back loops, because we don't know what will work, what will happen in the front, so you leave the front loop always available for the better. I'm not going to show you everything, but just how to draw the design and how to follow it. So where am I? Here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 16 before doing the double crochet. So 16, 16, and clearly you know where it is. It's in between the two green, so after the green here, so we arrived there actually, and then we're double crocheting in place 5 double crochet, the 5 in between the two greens over there, 3, 4, and 5 here, and then single crochet again until the end. And 4, and then you merge, you put the green there, and you pull through with both yarn, and then chain 1 for the next row. I blocked the yellow, I'm going to work with the green. So now here we are here. From the side I'm beginning, and I put it the cross where it should, and then when you see the line underneath, there are those green double crochets that are crossing 1, 2, and then double crochet, and then 1. So if you have questions, you can comment it in the comment section, because I'm explaining it the way I would understand things, but everybody understands the way they do, and if it's not clear enough, you can ask me anything. So double crochet. It's actually weird to change hands. 8 single crochets before double crochet. So here we go, 1 and 8. The advantage to crochet with both hands, I forced myself to learn actually, is that you can choose to put the fringe at the end or not. Actually, you can add it afterwards, but if you don't want the fringe, you can definitely just let it the way it is. It's easier to not to have the fringe than to have it if you're working with both your hands. So here you don't really need to count, because you know that the next double crochet is just above the next one. It's just about the one that is already underneath. And then here we just arrived above the double crochet, and you do the double crochet just above the last one on the front loop of that double crochet. Here, and then the second one. And we go till the end. It's beginning to have a shape, and it's cool. I'm going to show you when it's done. And that's it. Please comment if you have questions, and if you have social medias, please tag me, talk to me, and yeah, don't hesitate to come talk to me on my medias, because I love discussing crochet. I eat, sleep, work, crochet. I do everything. Yep. Bye. And hit the like button if this helped you, and subscribe if you want to have other tutorials. I'm going to post every Friday, and see ya.